Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to go over how to make shorts and all that good stuff, essentially. I know I had a few friends asking me how to make some, and instead of just going in-depth every single time, I'd rather just make a 100%, and maybe I might miss something if I try to explain it to them. I would rather just make a full in-depth video just to show them how to do it and show you guys, if anybody else is curious, who watches my videos, how to make shorts for themselves. Of course, these are going to be gaming shorts, but if you want to make shorts like these right here, keep watching this tutorial. And we're going to be basically going over a few parts here. We're going to go from the intro, which is the first part, which is this right here. And then we're going to go to the setup of the Premiere project. It's going to be really quick. I will assume that you already know how to work Premiere a little bit. The third part is going to be the dimensions, how the TikTok looks. That's the main meat of the video right there. That's the third part. That's where you're probably going to want to look at. And then you got captions. This is where my bread and butter kind of is. Well, not my bread and butter, but I like making kind of interesting captions. I like putting captions up there so you guys can kind of easily read along or like understand what's happening. And the export settings, that's a very important part. Export settings are very important because you might export it in a different quality and it's just probably not gonna work. So let's go ahead and get to it right now. We've already been talking for a little bit. So you're gonna get this screen. Essentially, if you already worked Premiere before, all you do is new project and then blah blah blah, you put it in there and then boom, you should be here. I already have this project set up just in case it takes too long to open. But essentially, the main things you want to have is this effects panel. If you don't have it, just go to Window and go to Effects right there. Just make sure you have that. Of course, you got your timeline, you got this, and you got your effect controls. But these effect controls, effects, and this is very important too. That's just how you transfer the footage that you have here. So find the file. You could also double click here if you want, but all you have to do is just drag it in there if you're new to Premiere. But again, I assume you already know how to use Premiere a decent amount. And then we bring this here. Let me just trim that little portion out. Okay, so what we're going to do, once you have this, you're going to look at it. You're like, what the heck? This is 1080p. Don't worry about it. Go to Sequence. You'll see all these little tabs up here. Just go to Sequence right up here. And then go to Sequence Settings. Make sure sometimes if you're clicked over here and this isn't selected, sometimes you can't click that. But just make sure you're on the timeline, you clicked it. And then you click sequence settings, and then change this. So you see the frame size 1920 by 1080. That's what normal YouTube videos are. But all you want to do is change this by flipping the horizontal and vertical values. You want to do 1080 by 1920. Boom, you are set. Don't worry about anything. Just click OK. And then it's gonna just give you a little warning. And then boom, you are good. Now we're here. You see all these fancy numbers, a lot of things. It's a little confusing. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now let's zoom into my timeline a little bit. Now, what we're going to do, this is the clip, right? And what we're going to do is just Alt, click and hold, drag up, right? For me, I do this in 3 layers for shorts because I'll explain this right now. This at the bottom is going to be the blurry background that you see in most TikToks. This one right here in the middle is this main video. And then this one right here is usually going to be my camera. I have presets for these, so that's why I'm able to make so many TikToks or shorts so easily. Sorry, my camera's kind of weird. But so how do we make this a background layer? How do we make this normal layer? And how do we do this as my camera? Let's show you. This, you click on this one, make sure this is selected, the video one. The audio doesn't really matter. You, of course, keep the audio, but I'm just saying for the video, just make sure this top video layer, this bottom video layer is selected, and go over here to scale, and then you want to scale this up, and you'll see, boom, this is there. Let's just do 229 because that's what I do. And then you're like, okay, this is cool, but I need the blurry background. So what you do is you type in Gaussian blur in effects. I don't know if I already showed you, but make sure you have Window and then click Effects if I didn't show you that, just in case. And then now you have Gaussian blur, right? You're going to look for blur and sharpen, this folder, and then it's going to be here. And all you do is drag this on top of the layer. Just drag it. Boom. Now you have it right here. Now you can mess with this really to whatever you desire. So mine's at usually 75. Let's do 75 for the sake of the video. That's just because I like it really blurry. I just want to differentiate the video in the background. That's the reason why I have it the way I have it. And I know you guys could hear the scrubbing. If you don't like it, I can turn it off for you. By the way, if you guys are curious, Shift S is how you determine if you want to hear the scrubbing or not. I sometimes do because I kind of need it to understand when I'm laughing or not. Just so, you know, it just helps me. But for the sake of video, I'll just keep it off so you guys don't get distracted by it. Okay. So now you're looking at this. This is a normal TikTok. You don't even need this third layer if you don't have a camera, by the way. If you don't have a camera, this third layer, you could just delete it. You don't need it. You're already set. Your TikTok's done. This one right here, this middle layer, honestly, I always keep it at 100, which is just normal. You could make it smaller if you want to. Make sure you clicked onto this layer. Make sure whenever you're editing anything up here, make sure you have the right layer selected because you're just going to be confused if you don't. So just click that layer and then you change it to what you want. I keep it at 100. That's just because it's easiest for me and it's just nicest looking for me, at least. This camera layer, you're like, okay, how do I get my camera? I can't even see my camera, which is all the way here. Don't worry. All you got to do really is just get this position. You can change this over here. And then now all you do is you type over here in your effects panel, crop, not crops, but crop. And then I have all these like presets. You're probably not going to see anything. But you just click on crop right here, click and drag and put it on top. Okay. Nothing happened so far. You're Gucci. Now you see these like things left to top, right, bottom. You just want to crop these to how it should be. For me, my camera's on the left, so I just need to crop the bottom, right, and left. So for me, I'm going to do this, and then we go to the right one, and then we drag this a little bit. Even the left one, maybe like 0.5, just so I can get rid of the edges. And then the top, I just get it down there. Okay, now boom, we have the camera, which is perfect. Now, honestly, what you could do, if you ever want to save presets, very important, just right-click something, save preset, say shorts, camera, crop, and make sure it's set to scale. Anchor to in point and anchor to out point is completely something else. This you do not have to worry about for now. This is just for the sake of the tutorial. Just worry about the scale. And then you should be good. So I already have one, so I'm not going to do it. We have the camera set up. We got to make it bigger. I don't want this to be covering this part, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's hide this for just a second. So these are normal TikToks that you're seeing on screen right now. What you want to do for the camera ones that I personally do, the way I have mine set up, is I drag this. This is X, this is Y. So I drag this down. The way I did it, I just drag it. I click and drag, basically. That's all I do. So I just drag it down as much as possible. And you're good there. Now you get the camera. You just want to change the scale. It's going to kind of be moving all over the place a little bit. So you want to get it as, you know, whatever is possible. If you want to get to this size and just line it up as closely as possible. Excuse me, as closely as possible. Also, as you can see, it's kind of being weird up the top right there. So you might want to increase the size to like 420 and then just keep it as middle as possible. That should be good. What helps me is this right here is I look for the blurry portion and I just try to just take out all the blurriness. That should be somewhat good. And then that should be somewhat good. And then you right click, save preset again, just like anything else. This is always set to scale. Just call it whatever you want, camera and TikTok. And also, for this one as well, you could do a preset, save preset just on the motion right here. Save the preset as camera in TikTok or something like that. Now we're going to get to captioning. How do you do captions, Crafty? Well, let me show you. This is kind of a longer video. I apologize, but bear with me. It's very important. You're going to love this. Now, captioning, all you got to do is find this little text option. You have all these little tools. The main tools I want to show you is this one, the selection tool. As you see in parentheses, I think that's a parentheses, whatever. It says V. That means that's the shortcut for it. And then if you go here, this is another important one, the razor tool. Very important. This cuts places. And then there's the delete key in the middle of your keyboard. Not middle, but it's like the right side of your keyboard. You delete things, you know. But, and then I did Control Z to undo everything, and then Control Shift Z to redo everything. So I'm just trying to show you a few more shortcuts just to save you a bit of time, just in case you mess up. Those are very, 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 very important shortcuts to know. And then you have the text tool. These are the main tools I'll be going over. Pen tool, all this is like just really extra stuff. I mean, this is extra. Don't worry about any of that. So V, this one's C, and this one's T. These are the main things that you want to know. We go to T, and as you can see, it's the type tool. Now you can click anywhere. I just recommend roughly where you're going to type anyways, just to make it easier. And then find what this person says. Damn it, who did it? So he says, damn it, who did it? Then you're like, where'd my thing go? You just hover over where you put it last. Just honestly, if you forgot where, you could delete it and just redo it again. Just click here. Boom. You have this. So say that. That's what he said. So we click out of it. You're like, okay, cool. Click here, Control A. You can always click over here. I do Control A just to select everything. This is if I want to change fonts or anything, but I'm not going to do that right now. But yeah, if you want to change your font, you go here and click down here, and you can change your text. Make sure, again, Control A to change the text. Most of the time, you don't need to like Control A this, but just in case. You could. And then this one right here, this is center aligned text. This is important whenever you do animations like pop in text, like I will show you in a second. You're gonna want this because if you don't, it's gonna pop in like left, like from right to left. It looks just really weird. So center align it. Click on the selection tool. I know you're gonna be tempted to actually do what I just taught you and just click V. If you do that, boom, it says damn vomit. Don't think that's a word, so you're gonna want to just not do that. Just click here. If you're in text editing, just click here. It's a lot easier. Let's center this first. Control click. So you know how you click this and then just drag it around everywhere. So all you do is hold Control CTRL and then drag, and you'll see this little red liner for you. And then you can even drag it to the middle if you want. But for TikToks, for this one, since my gameplay is at the bottom, I want to have my text near the bottom so it just doesn't block the gameplay too much. So we have this. Now, I do a little extra things. So we're going to double click this even, or Control A. And then you have the stroke and shadow. I do stroke with complete black, and we do 10. And then we do shadow, complete black. And then just click OK. And there's like a slight shadow. You can't see it right now. Slight, like whatever, but that is that. That's very important to, well, for me, just because it makes it look nicer. Okay, you have different fonts and stuff you can use. I have a secret font that I have. I don't want to like spoil it, but you know, there's some really nice fonts. If you guys really want the font, just let me know down below. But I just want to keep it a little secret for now. If you don't know what I just clicked, I clicked V just to go back to the selection tool. Now we're at the selection tool. What we're going to do is go to the next portion where he says, who did it? Damn it, who did it? So he says, who did it there? He starts saying, who did it? Right there, right? So now you would be very annoyed if you had to click T and type all this again. But luckily, you don't need to do that. Okay? But you don't want to just click here, T, type whatever he says, and then just go. Like sometimes this won't show up, or you might need to like center align the text again. It's just annoying. You don't want to do all that again. So you're gonna be on the text tool. Just click here, V. You're good. All you're gonna want to do is click Alt on your keyboard, right next to your spacebar, and then click on this, drag it, and then boom. A lot of times, sometimes you will see that it doesn't snap. By the way, and if that ever happens, just make sure you click S on your keyboard, or just click this button right here and it'll just snap in timeline. Sometimes I keep this off if I'm doing really minute stuff, but like honestly, just keep the snap on. It'll save you a lot of time and it'll just make your life easier. So we're gonna find out where he stops saying whatever he's saying. Boom. Right here. So these are since these are TikToks or shorts, you don't have that much space really to do captioning. We're gonna just do that. So this is where it's going to end technically, but since I want damn it and then who did it to be two different texts popping up on the screen, I want to put this before that. So it'll be who did it. Oh well, I didn't. I didn't change this yet. So we're going to write who did it. So as you can see, it's just always center aligned. I'm saving this just so I don't lose this project somehow. Knowing my luck. But yeah, so now you'll see Also, I don't need to keep this capital because it's just one sentence. So, all right, cool. You have captioning mostly down. Now, what? We get to the fun part where we animate it. I'm going to show you how to animate text because a lot of people don't show you, and I feel like that kind of sucks. And I want to show you guys because I love you. We're going to go to the beginning of your text. We're going to do this quick. Right here, scale. Pretty much the only thing you really want to change. The position, if you're trying to do some fancy, like it swoops in, you'll learn all that eventually. But scale, this is the most important thing. So what we do, what I do for all of my videos, this is my formula. I got it from someone. I think it was Phil's. I'll figure it out. But him, he showed how to do it. I kind of just changed it up a tiny bit. You click on scale to stopwatch. So you're gonna see all this. If you don't see it, don't click here. This is your video. You don't click that. You click on this. Make sure you're still here, and you scroll down, and you'll see transform. You don't click in motion. You click transform. You go through the transform properties. So all you do is click on the stopwatch. So it says toggle animation next to scale, all the way at the beginning of your text, and then on your keyboard you have the arrow keys. You want to go forward. Actually, before you go forward, you want to set this all the way down to 0. Put that to 0. That's what I do. And then you go forward 8 frames. So you click the arrow key 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Over here, I type in 105 just to make it a tiny bit bigger. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we make it 100. Or you could just click on this and I'll set it to 100. So if you look at the animation, you get a little pop.
Who did it?
See, like that versus that.
Who did it?
So much cleaner. So you could do that. I would recommend before you even do this. I know I already did this part of the tutorial. I just don't want to re-record this. Also, I'd rather just show you different ways to edit, so I'm glad I did what I did. But if you want to have the animation, like the pop-in, some people don't want the pop-in animation, which is cool. I'm glad I didn't show you at first. But if you have this, right, this pop-in, you don't want to sometimes just go over and do it again. So honestly, I'm going to copy this because I'm lazy, but we're going to delete this. And all you do is Alt-drag again to whatever you did the animation properties. And then we just put that in. Boom, it automatically does it because it's just copying the settings from this, and all you're doing now is just editing the text. So this ends around here. So boom, you are done. Pretty much this is the whole video. 30-minute video for me. Oh, I might have removed some parts because I kind of failed at the recording. I failed at explaining something properly, so forgive me. I'm kind of like, it's 7:50 in the morning and I haven't slept in a good while, so forgive me. So eventually you're gonna be like, oh, but I want to caption this too, and colors and stuff. What do I do now? Okay, just Alt, click this, whatever you already did, and this actually was perfect. So you said, oh my god, real quick. So I just changed this. Oh my god. So boom. And then yeah, that's that right there. And then sometimes you want to change the color because you want to code it to certain people. I just literally, I double click this or triple click, just make sure everything's selected in the text. And then you go to this fill color and then you change it. So I can drag this here, and then maybe we change this to green because he's our teammate that we absolutely smacked, and click OK. And boom, you have this color. So you have this one white, and then this one. Oh my god. So I mean, that's how I do mine. If anything, if you wanted to keep everybody's name like just white, so you could just do this. And honestly, just change the stroke to the green or something that you want. And then you can even do that. I just personally don't like it that way, but that's just me. Now we get to export. Again, this is the most important part. Let's just drag this here. The way I did that is just I highlighted everything and then I alt clicked, dragged over here. You click I clicked this, and then you'll see it's starting from here. But if you notice, it's dragging all the way here, so you're just gonna get a black screen for like ever. Once you do that, you go to the snap to the end of it, go back 1 frame, click O, and you're set. Honestly, and also just mark in and out essentially. So in is I, out is O. That's just, I want to make sure I get that through to your heads. And then you have this. So you have the TikToks. This is, you have that. You're good. Now you want to export it. You usually export it by going File. Sorry, there it is. And then there should be an export button right here. And then export to media, right? That's in File, Export Media. Also, the keyboard shortcut for that is Control M. And boom, Control M like Mary. But there we go. That is that. Now it's ready to be exported. Now, what do we do here? You look at this. Make sure your format is at H.264. This is very important. And then you go here, the preset. Now, there's many different things that you can do. As you can see, there's a lot. We're going to go through my preset. The way you save presets, by the way, is save preset. I have mine VBR 1 past 20. This is my preset settings that I want to make sure you guys have. So first, make sure you are saving this to the right place. So for me, I have all these. Go to where you want to save it. And then I want to save this here. And I don't know, this had me crying. That's what I'm going to type. Now we click save. You'll have that ready. Now make sure over here, this is on set to match source. But yeah, this is if you click that, it'll match the source of your sequence that we did all the way in the beginning. We did 1080 by 1920, but just in case this somehow says 1920 by 1080, just in case, sometimes things just act weird. You uncheck this and do 1080 with height is 1920. I do render at maximum depth. If you don't have like the most powerful PCs, don't do it. There's no point. And then I do also maximum render quality, which we'll get to in a second. You don't need both of them. Honestly, just unselect this. I would keep use max render quality. If it's crashing, just uncheck it. There's not really much of a difference. I do these two just because I am a quality geek, so I need it to be perfect. For the performance, hardware encoding is what you want. Software encoding uses your CPU. Hardware uses your GPU. Your GPU is a lot better for exporting things because it's your graphics card. You want your graphics card to be doing most of the work because your CPU, it just sometimes might just be working too hard. And then this is your profile is main. Your level is 4.2. And then we have HDR graphics. I do 100%. You don't need these two. And then we have all these. Quickly go through that. Now this is very, very important. The bitrate to do one. So I do VBR, which is variable bitrate. It makes it a better all-around export. Most people will probably do CBR. CBR isn't bad either. I used to do it, but I like VBR. And then we do 20, and then do use maximum render quality. Try to use it. Again, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then I do frame sampling. Some people do optical flow or actually frame blending, but just keep it at frame sampling. And then if you have media encoder, just click Q. I have it, so I'm going to click it. But if not, all you have to do is click export. I'm just going to click it for you. Boom. It's going to export perfectly. If you look here now, I have it done. Shorts. This is what it's going to look like. So really good quality. So the reason I'm saying media encoder, the reason I really love it is because I click Q. The reason I love this is because when I work on multiple TikToks or shorts or videos, the way I have my timeline set up is I have this, have all my shorts done first, and then I finally get to the actual YouTube video because, or you could just do the video first, but if you drag like this whole thing, you could always drag it on top of things. So you could have it in which order you want to do, and all you do is click play. I'm going to do stop, and then click no, just so it doesn't finish it. But you just click that play button, and it'll automatically encode it for you, and you are set. I know this was a very long recording. I think I removed at least like 10 minutes of it, so it's probably like 30 minutes. But the reason I wanted to go very in-depth is because this is like a foolproof video of how to do all this. I didn't want to cut any corners. I wanted to explain everything full on through. I hope you did appreciate that. This is legit how I make every single one of my shorts. And the reason I have this, it's a little easier is because I just type in shorts because I have a preset folder and all I do is like freaking drag and drop on things. And I just do it so much quicker. And I literally have like, let's just say 30 videos right here or 19 videos from my last YouTube video. And I just drag everything. I drag it on top, you know, it's just very easy for me. Still takes a lot of work, especially with captioning. Captioning takes like so much time. So if you do want to do it, go for it. I'm just letting you know it will be a pain in the butt. Captioning is literally one of the most time-consuming things for you. So I just wanted to let you know that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more tutorials, eventually I'll get better at these. I'm not very good at them. I don't really do tutorials. I just make videos talking. I can talk for hours on end. I've already talked for an hour because I made another 20-minute video and I trashed it because I felt like I was explaining way too many things. And this is still 40 minutes long. Or 50. So, yeah. If you did like it though, subscribe to the channel for more content. I upload a lot of fun gameplays, Twitch highlights, a lot of highlights and funny moments from my time streaming and just playing games with friends. Not even streaming sometimes. Sometimes I literally just play the game with my friends off stream, just to chill, and it's some funny moments out there. So definitely like this video, subscribe. I have so much content. If you haven't seen my montages or anything, go ahead and check them out. I have like a whole playlist of all my montages I made. You're gonna love them. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy. And to my friends who, if I've benefited you, I love you, and use this to help further your TikToks. Love you, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.